You are.
Woo! Hey guys, what's happening?
Haters.
What's up, y'all?
Hmm.
Here we are back. We are live ish,
Ish.
ish. Who are we? Well, we are your latest and greatest, and hopefully your favoriteest wrestling podcast in the land. We are the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. I am Kills at Wills.
I'm Billiam.
Today, tonight, whenever it is you're deciding to join our wonderful little corner of the internet, we're going to do what we always do, but a little different. We're going to give you part two, which is night two of WrestleMania 42. We're going to give you the recap, and we're just going to go through it, and we're going to let you know what we thought and what happened, and let's do a dang thing.
If for
Uh,
some reason you stumbled on this one before night one, go ahead and check that link down below. I'm going to pop a link after we upload both of them so you can watch the one before you watch the two. But,
Absolutely.
I mean, doesn't matter. You can watch however order you want. You can only watch night two if you want. Doesn't matter to me. But please watch them both because we're funny. We're entertaining. At least I think
You should
so.
watch them both. You should watch them both.
So please, let's talk about night two.
Night two starts off just like night one. We get Apple Jew. John Cena comes on out. He's going to welcome us tonight too. He lets us know that we're already making history because this first that we're on ESPN and everybody boos. Well, not everybody, but it's a good number of boos because apparently people didn't want to hear all that.
Well, yeah, it's history because the first time WrestleMania's ever had full-on commercial breaks.
Yeah, how about that?
Hmm.
Says because of that, we need to start with something big. Welcome to WrestleMania, and he turns to the stage, and the stage breaks down. You see the old like the stage from night one kind of looks like it kind of falls down, and then someone in the back downloads the new stage app. And the new app uploads onto the stage and kind of looks like Tron, and it kind of goes through and boom, that's our new stage for night two. And it looks like that kind of Tron kind of setting that you've been seeing from the advertisements for night two. So
So instead of having that whole thing where they destroyed a fake set to digitally build a new one, they could have just got rid of that like 5 minutes and given us entrances for JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, and Rusev.
I agree. There's a lot we could have
We
done.
could have kept all your commercials, but we didn't
Yep,
need to see a fake stage blown up to see a fake stage be rebuilt and then miss out on WrestleMania entrances with such cool wings. But we'll get there. That's
true.
just
We'll get there. We could have had a little picture in picture. Give us your ad, but we need to be able to see what's going on.
But John Cena was a great host. I have to say he was a lot of fun for I mean
John
what
Cena,
little
man.
he did, but it's
It's
John
John.
Cena.
Right. He gonna knock it out. We will see him at some point before the night is over. But after the new stage goes up, no video package, no anything. We're just right into the first match. We get the nice drums, we get the green, we get the dark out, and then we get to hear an entire stadium chant for the ruler, the mountain that cannot be conquered. Obafemi. It's Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, everybody. That is our opening match of night two. Obafemi's entrance is great because it's Obafemi. He does the march all just about 60 yards down there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gets really great. Tells everybody to make some noise, and everybody does indeed make some noise. Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar gets his usual who bang, puts the foot down, gets the thing. He does not slip, and he makes it all the way to the ring, walks around, hops up, does his thing. The really cool thing about this match is I'm going to give y'all this entire match in about 30 seconds.
Hmm.
So here we go. We start with a couple of tie-ups before Brock attacks, but Oba shakes it off, shakes off a couple of clotheslines before taking Brock down himself. Big pop. Brock has to go outside, kind of resets. He picks up the stairs on the sides. He throws them kind of back into place, and he's frustrated. Doesn't really know what to do. He's trying to game plan. Oba tries to grab him. Brock pulls him out, does some damage on the outside, gets him back in the ring, and then Oba has to take three suplexes from Suplex City, unfortunately, before he kind of shakes that off, hits Brock in the corner of one of his big uppercuts that he does, tries to go for the second one. Brock picks him up into the F5, hits a full F5 on him, but it only brings Oba down to one knee, really.
Yeah,
And
not even a one
Brock-
count. It was a one
right,
knee.
right. Brock tries to come up, choke slam, big spit, fall from grace. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the ruler, the bringer of war, the mountain that cannot be conquered, Obafemi.
But
The
that's not
new
all.
next big thing. But that is not
That
all.
is not all.
Oba gets himself a nice little pop as he walks out, tips his cap to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar sitting in the ring. Brock Lesnar puts his gloves down, takes his boots off, puts his boots down, puts him in the middle of the ring, scoots the gloves in the middle of the ring, stands up, gives a big wave. Paul Heyman comes in. Brock looks at Paul Heyman, gives a neck sign. They hug. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar, as we know, has retired.
I legit buy it, and I'll tell you for a couple reasons. He's not even through unlacing his first boot, and Brock Lesnar is in the ring crying. Like he's legit like
Yes,
that's right there. It's like, okay, this is real.
yes.
And then the second thing to throw up the eggs for people
That
that
was
don't know,
dead giveaway.
um, like production will throw that up during a match saying like this is real, like it's not scripted, like so on and so forth. So I think he threw that because I don't think Paul Heyman knew either.
I don't
'Cause
think
Paul
so.
Heyman was also like crying, like also almost in shock
Yeah,
because I think that's why he did that to Paul. He's like, this is for real.
yeah.
Like that's kind of a thing that only if you're in the know, like I mean, we're in the know as much as we are, I guess, but that was a serious thing and like he's never high-fived fans walking out. He's never acknowledged them saying thank you. Like that's not Brock Lesnar. It never
Right,
was.
right.
So it's another one of our as they said before, I saw a post that everybody on this cup, the only one left standing is Roman Reigns. There he is. Everyone else is now officially retired. So
Yeah. And
um
that also makes Randy Orton the only one standing from the greatest OVW
OVW.
class. Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm
So
Brock
yeah,
Lesnar, man, what a
dude, hell of a career, Brock.
amazing run for in kayfabe. He's been the biggest bane of some of the biggest disappointments. He's been the source of some of the biggest disappointments in my wrestling fandom. But
Hmm.
um, that was the point.
Hmm.
And hence the beast, hence the conqueror. Here comes the pain. There goes the pain. Thank you, Brock. You're the man.
But here comes the ruler. So be
There's a new
prepared.
sheriff in town.
Be prepared, main roster, because
His name is Obafemi.
Obafemi is no joke.
Not at all.
So
That brings us to our next match. It is the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship belt. It is Rusev versus JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee versus Rey Mysterio versus Javon Evans versus the champion Penta. As Billiam did mention before, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Dragon Lee's entrances were not shown on TV, which is a big no-no, in my opinion. Everybody WrestleMania should get an entrance unless you're doing a 20-man battle royal. And even then, it's that whole you show the train, you show the people kind of coming out.
yeah,
They the generic music, and then people get an entrance.
right. Yeah,
So
we got the tail end of JD McDonough, and then all we heard Michael Cole say was, "Dragon Lee is already in the ring, and Rusev is growling outside." It's like, really? That's all we're gonna get? Like
yeah,
that sucks.
yes,
Especially because Dragon Lee, because we saw they get posted. Dragon Lee
they
had like cool, dope, big ass dragon wings that actually like folded in and out, and
correct. Usually he has some kind of smaller black ones
hmm
that he has. This time they gave him a little bigger, and they folded really well, and they looked very cool. So
yeah,
we did not get a chance to see that. That would have been cool. But here's what we did get to see on TV. We got to see Rey Mysterio pop out for the first time in a very long time, boys and girls. It pops right out from the bottom there.
this is Deadpool.
Worried about that knee, dressed as Deadpool. So, Ray back in his WrestleMania bag because he always shows up as some kind of cartoon or movie character or something like that. So
Yep,
keep in
it's all
position.
comic book name. That's what he likes
Yeah.
to do.
So the whole mask go red behind him. It's very, very cool. Even I liked his belt buckle where it was the Deadpool logo, but his logo, so it was his mask, but very much looked like.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat. If they released that merch, that'd be smart. Don't leave that money on the table. Penta gets himself a. Oh, Javon comes out and Javon drops an F bomb,
Hmm.
which is great. He gets away with that. Good for him. Penta gets himself a little video package where he comes out, and he comes out dressed a little bit like Shao Kahn
Shao
because
Kahn,
they were
yeah.
promoting Mortal Kombat 2. So that's kind of cool.
Which is funny because they're also promoting Street Fighter with two
Correct.
superstars being in Street Fighter. But yeah.
Correct. Which I'll get to that, a little theory about that at the end of this whole thing.
Hmm.
I'll just kind of talk about some kind of bigger moments that I enjoyed, kind of flow through it because it's a really great ladder match. The
Yeah.
action is going, but here's just some kind of big pops
Hit me.
I liked. JD takes three big kind of kicks early on, which sets up this nice little showdown kind of stare between Penta, Dragon, and Ray, which I think is very cool. Dragon and Ray have a cool moment where they're both looking up at the belt. They look at each other and they just kind of throw the ladder and they start kind
A
of
cool
going at
exchange.
it.
Yeah.
And that starts as a good back and forth. Rusev got some Rusev Day chants, which I think was really cool. Ray hit a 619 to Dragon when Dragon was in the ladder against the ropes. I thought that was really neat. Dragon hit Ray with a drop kick. Ray's hanging upside down at one point, and Dragon kind of jumps off and kicks Ray in the face. Penta launches Ray into the West Coast Pop into Rusev, which they fall into a ladder that was set up originally on the outside. That they set it up between the ring and the announce table, and they go through that. The ladder kind of hits Ray in the face.
Yeah. That was a cool
That was a
spot
crazy moment. That was a really crazy moment. JD hits a Spanish fly on
off
Dragon
the
Lee off
ladder.
the ladder.
That was dope.
Yeah, Penta hits a Mexican destroyer onto JD. They're at the top. Penta jumps over and he hits him on the ladder that's set up between the ring post and kind of that main ladder. And they hit right there. Michael Cole's like, McDonough's dead.
Yeah, he said that a few times. He's like, he's dead. It's like, stop saying that.
Right, why do you do that? Javon does an awesome leaping OG cutter to Rusev when Rusev's on the ladder, and
Yeah,
Rusev is a really good sell. They time it really well, and it looks really clean. And then Penta does a little leaping Mexican destroyer, like he runs kind of off the
that
ladder,
was dope.
hits Javon with the Mexican destroyer, runs up the ladder, and still your winner, everybody. Penta, Cero, Miedo, still your Intercontinental Champion. That was a great match. The ladder match
JD,
was good.
JD and Javon were definitely the two shining stars of that match. I mean, they were all great. They
Yes.
all did their own stuff, but JD took a lot of big moves, and he did a lot of big stuff. Javon Evans is just bouncy all over the place, so he was flying all over in his WrestleMania debut. It was a really fun
It was
match to
really
watch.
fun.
But I'm always a sucker for a ladder match. That's my
Same.
kryptonite. So,
Yeah.
but it's especially on WrestleMania because you know they're gonna show out for it, and they did.
And they did.
So props to all six guys. Great match.
Absolutely. Big props. And no one got super, super hurt from what we can tell. So
Mm-mm.
everything's clean, man. All right. So that brings us to the next match. It is the match for the United States Championship. It is Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers himself, Trick Williams, versus the champion, Sami Zayn. Little Yaya comes out. He gets his own little entrance. He tries to recreate this famous meme or clip of him coming out and doing this kind of
Little,
dance at this
yeah.
music festival. He tries to recreate it. I don't think it works as well as he thinks it does, but he introduces Trick. Trick comes out with his usual uh entrance, but this time he has a train behind him that is the length of the entire ramp. So we're
Yeah.
talking
So that's about 60
a
yards.
60 yard just white
Yeah.
train that's flowing behind him as he's walking. It's just like keeps going and going and
I
going.
saw a meme. Somebody superimposed the CVS receipt over it. I was like, that's great because it kept going.
Yes, it
That
just
was that was nuts.
yeah.
I
So the
saw
match,
there was also video. Somebody sitting on the ramp yelled out to him like, "Can I touch your coat?" And he turned around. And he's like, "No," and he just kept walking.
love some trick. Sammy's entrance was pretty typical. It comes in, he gets some heat, but as the match starts, he builds some heat early by attacking Yachty ringside, kind of jacks him up. We hear I watching it again. I did hear some "We want mellow," so somebody
Hmm.
wants some mellow chants. Sammy hits a nice brain buster on Trick on
The
the
apron.
apron. That
Yeah.
looked really great. Because Trick is so like tall, like kind of lanky looking. So when he sells things like that, it's really like just boom. It looks really neat. Um, Little Yachty returns and he returns fire. Trick almost gets a 3 count when he does, but eventually Trick is able to land a trick shot onto Sami Zayn, and your winner and new United States champion, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers himself, Trick Williams, everybody.
Yes, sir. The third superstar to make their debut at WrestleMania and win the United States Championship,
Look at that.
behind Jacob Fatu last year and
Hmm.
John Cena at 20.
That's not bad company to keep.
Not at all.
That brings us to our next match. It is Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor in a street fight. Dirty Dom comes out, since he calls himself the King of Luchadors, he comes out with some subjects that are dressed like different luchadors, but all wearing his custom mask. And he's
Hmm.
coming out. It kind of looks like, if you're kind of giving him a long shot, it looks like they're meant to kind of be pulling this throne. And he's sitting on top of this big, like Aztecian looking.
Yeah. Entrance was dope.
The entrance was really dope, and he's rocking a silver mask because it's an homage. It's supposed to be like an homage to like who some say is the best, greatest luchador of all time. I forget the name, forgive me, y'all. But him kind of snatching it off is kind of another sign of like, nah, but I'm him. I'm
Yep.
I'm the best
It's
guy.
me.
One of my favorite moments of the night. Dominic Mysterio gets in the ring and he throws his mask right at Michael Cole, connects
Yeah.
with him, and Michael Cole on air is like, "You're a jackass."
He's like, there's kind of liquid in out. Is it sweat or is and Wayne Barrett was like,
Juice.
it's Dom's championship juice. He's like, great, I have Dom's juice on me.
There's lots of people want Dom's juice. Wade Bear's like, oh, he hit you right, and he could be a quarterback. Look at that throw.
Right in his face. It's great.
Yeah, man. On his way to the ring, they're also carrying flags. It's a Mexican flag and flags with Dom's logo on it. So yeah, the entrance was really, really well done.
Mhm.
Dom, uh,
I think it was actually better than Finn Balor's.
yeah, Finn Balor, the Demon comes out, and it's a if you haven't seen the Demon in a long time, it's he doesn't do anything extraordinary except one really cool thing that I hadn't seen him done is when he gets into the ring, he holds the smoke, like the two
That was
flares,
cool.
and has kind of a thing with smoke flowing up behind him. So that was really neat.
Yeah,
But it was
but like
not.
him curling up and tapping the heart, like I was like, that was so lame. I was like, what are we doing?
I don't.
Give Dragon Lee his entrance. Why are you tapping a heart?
It's not so much the entrance you have to worry about with Finn Balor here. It is how he wrestles
Hmm.
as the Demon, which is
Intense.
great to watch. Just I get Bray Wyatt Fiend vibes whenever he had to go that route. Um, Dexter Loomis, even when he was doing
Yeah.
his first persona before he joined the Wyatts. Just this thing of even there's this dude in AEW, Leo Rush, who's doing some real Gollum like crazy
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He used to be with the in the cruiserweight division over here.
Yeah, right. And so just the whole like starting off, bell rings, he stands up and just goes into a crawl, and then before Dom does anything, he's crouching there the whole time, doesn't stand up till Dom approaches him. It's doing a lot of extra like like really
Yeah, yeah.
tapping into it. I really
Uh,
enjoyed a lot of that. It is a street fight, so we had kendo sticks were used, steel chairs were used. Dom's put through two chairs that get set up. So
mhm.
there's some nice little big moves. Uh, all in all, we get the demon sets up Dom onto a Slim Jim table. One big thing is Dom hits him with a 619, hits him with a frog splash, and then the demon kicks out at one. You knew it was
Yeah.
gonna be a long day. But speaking of that, he's able to do it again. Hits Demon in the head with a chair, and that they're going back and forth. But yeah, puts Dom onto a table, coup de grace through the table. The winner, the Demon, Finn Balor. Uh,
Mhm.
didn't expect it to go any other way.
No,
That's
I didn't either.
that, that
But
match was
it didn't have
long
to.
enough, good enough. Yeah, that match was long enough, good enough.
Yep. It was fun.
Great.
It was a fun match.
Right,
That's all
right.
it needed to be. Yeah.
They're not all. We don't have to break them all down. Sometimes it's just right there. That's that
There it is.
wrestling, everybody.
Enjoy it. Yep. Pro wrestling.
That brings us to our next match. It is the co-main event of the night. It is for the Women's World Championship. It's Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill comes out as like a kind of like a uh,
Cloud.
yeah, like a cloud, like a storm cloud with some energy. She kind of takes it off real quick.
Yeah.
It kind of only looked like
It was
okay.
interesting.
I wish she would have gone with like back to like a different kind of like X-Men version of Storm or something like that. But hey, She came out as champion, which is always great. Rhea Ripley comes out. She has kind of like a straight jacket, inmate-esque, like all white kind of
Yeah,
outfit going
not
on.
no black really at all. No
Yeah.
black lipstick. It was red, and she was an all white. Yeah, it said inmate. It said Rhea Ripley on it because apparently Jade's been driving her insane.
Ah ha ha
So
ha.
that's why she was wearing a straight jacket.
How about that?
Yep.
Uh, it's a good back and forth early on when the match starts. They do really good at setting Jade up to kind of be that powerhouse. But Jade can't seem to put Rhea down.
Hmm.
Uh, even after she does Kenny Omega's finishing move, which Kenny was like, I'm cool with it. Rhea keeps kicking out of these twos. B-Fab and Michin do eventually come out to try to distract the ref. They're trying to get with, trying to distract Rhea, do all this. Io Sky does come out. Io does this really cool thing. She comes out where she hits Michin, does a flip, straightens up her
Pulls up
top.
her tube top. Yeah.
He just goes right back into it. Yeah, does some hits. We get the hit, and then we have this nice little sequence where it's Rhea tries to go for the riptide. It's a counter. Jade tries to go for her move. Counter. Slips under back into a riptide. 1, 2, 3, and your winner. And new mommy is back on top. It is the Eradicator. Rhea Bloody Ripley is once again the women's world champion, and her and Io stand tall because Io's just connected to her at this point.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So with one more title match that we have to talk about, there were a lot of title changes at WrestleMania this year. I mean, spoiler, there were only two people that retained, and that was Penta and Cody Rhodes.
yeah.
Everybody else lost their championship, which is very cool. It's
This is
very
cool.
cool to see titles change hands, especially WrestleMania, because I mean that's what people are going to WrestleMania is to have their moment and win match. Which also another thing, it's very cool how I talked about earlier how it's just being involved in WrestleMania is a big deal to these superstars.
Yeah.
Um, I saw a post that Meechin had posted. She had kept it a secret that she was just involved in Jade Cargill's match because her and her sister are like really like into it and like they go every year. And she didn't tell her sister. So when her sister saw her come out at WrestleMania and just involved that little like split second, like it was so emotional for her because it was
Yeah,
such a big deal.
sure does.
So you don't have to be in a match. You don't have to be win the championship, but just to be on the grandest stage of them all is like a dream come true for these people. So good for Michin and B-Fab. They got their WrestleMania little moment too, and
Indeed.
maybe we'll see him in a greater capacity in the future. But
Yeah.
I love
That's
seeing stuff like that. It's very cool.
that's why I miss having the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania because it gives people that moment for people that aren't on the card, that aren't on that main just thing. It's like here you can still come out and you can do some wrestling at WrestleMania. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Royce Keys won the Battle Royal, by the way, on SmackDown. But we'll talk about that when we talk about SmackDown and Raw later on. But Royce Keys won the Battle Royal this year.
whoop, whoop, who's keys?
Yep.
All right, John Cena comes out. He's going to come out and announce the final attendance for like
It
both nights. Final
was
night,
55.
five something, which made a total of like 106.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and change.
they still made their money. And he's like, kind of sad because that means I have to go. That's going to be my last job here. My night's done, but I wanted to give a
But
heartfelt
first,
thank you. But no, we
oh
have the Miz.
boy.
We have the Miz and Kit Wilson. Miz claims that, well, I had to fill the hole that you left when you're gone. So now I'm teaching people how to, what is it, master?
Innovate and
Innovate
zone
and
in
zone
or something
in.
like that. It's like, okay, Miz.
Yeah, and he's not leaving till he gets his WrestleMania moment. John Cena being incredible. John goes, "Hi, Mike. Good to see you again." Handshake. Turns to Kit Wilson, and you are
I'm John Cena. Nice to meet
John
you.
Cena. Yeah, nice to meet you. So, seems like you want your WrestleMania moment. Go ahead. It just steps over the side.
Give me your
Go ahead.
moment.
Yeah,
I
get
know.
your moment. Yeah. So Miz is about to say something, but no, you are cursed. Danhausen comes down with now. Michael Cole says that he got permission to call them midgets. That's what he said.
Apparently, that's the name of this group. Apparently, they like do stuff. I don't know. But yeah, he said that too. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I didn't catch that the first run through. I was like, he's saying midgets a lot. Apparently,
Yeah,
that's the name of the group. So,
that's the name of the group. So yes, Danhausen comes out with a bunch of small housens. Um,
Yeah, coffin roadster.
Comes out in a coffin roadster, the Danhausen mobile, just and then makes his way to the ring, says that he has made it to WrestleMania Hausen. He is here with his crew. Wants really badly to say something to John Cena, just lets him know, hey, I'm a huge fan, Hausen. Love your work.
Nice to meet you. Shakes his hand.
And it's like,
He's
yeah,
like, all right, yeah,
I'll call housekeeping.
thank you.
Yeah. But Miz isn't having it. Miz is like, you're turning WrestleMania into a circus. If I wanted to go see Wizard of Oz, I'd go down the street. Mean.
Yeah.
Tells Kit Wilson to handle it, hits him with the "You are toxic," and then pushes one of the midgets over, and he's hitting him with it. And Danhausen goes, "Famous Davis, attack him!" Famous Davis steps up and punches Kit Wilson right in the penis. Just boom, just direct shot right there.
So good.
Yeah. The Miz starts trying to clear midgets out, and when he's not looking, Danhausen, boom, right in the penis.
Right.
He goes down, and Danhausen looks at his hand, looks around, looks at John Cena, and John Cena just
Please.
head. So he gets a "You can't see me" off the ropes. You are cursed. Drops the
Five
big.
knuckle shufflehausen.
The small Hausens carry Miz out, and Danhausen looks at John Cena, says, "You can't see me." Puff of explosion. Danhausen still standing there, but he runs away and then crawls under the ring. And that's your segment.
That was the best part of WrestleMania all year. It was so
John,
good.
John Cena said he loves retirement noise. I love retirement life.
He said afterwards that's one of his favorite WrestleMania moments that he's been involved in of all time.
That was fantastic.
It's so pro wrestling, man.
Danhausen is gold, everybody.
Yeah,
Danhausen is gold.
he's Goldhausen. It's fantastic, Hausen.
We should all be Fanhausens.
Mm.
That brings us to our main event of the evening.
Yes.
We have ourselves a one-on-one match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is the OTC, the head of the table, the tribal chief, Mr. Acknowledge Me. It is Roman Reigns versus the best in the world. When he's out there, it is clobbering time.
Hmm.
Put his face on a freaking ice cream bar, for crying out loud. It is Chicago made chick magnet himself, CM Punk, who is your champion. Boy, we would have loved kind of a video package, but that's okay. That's okay. We kind of got one a little bit, but I think we could have gotten a little better joint.
Yeah, it was like acknowledge the savagery,
Yeah.
acknowledge the champion,
I don't think it was
acknowledge
a
the...
true. Yeah, I don't think it was a true one. Anyway, we start off with Roman. Roman is paying homage to the fallen bloodline members of his family. I wish they'd have had a little wider shot because the one they showed you could only really see the four. But Umaga was on the
Yeah,
outside.
so it makes me wonder who was on the other.
Yeah, so that was very cool. Once again, he sets up this orchestral type remix entrance to "I Am Greatness," which is his entrance song, and that plays until dum dum dum. We get the real spiel, and Roman makes his way and takes his time as he does come into the ring,
So we'll
which
go back. We'll do a little callback from our episode about night one, going back to production things, where these
yes,
musicians were not playing the instruments.
no,
And
yeah,
being drummers that we are, I
yeah,
noticed right away. I'm like, those kind of drums do not work with those kind of sticks. They would instantly put holes in those drums. And he was just using
no,
regular drumsticks, and they had different tones, but they were the same drum. And then the piano guy didn't move his hands; he was just pushing the keys a bunch. They weren't playing, kids. The
no.
lady, I'm pretty sure, was singing, but at this
Lady could
point,
have been
who
singing.
knows? She might not have been singing either. There might have been somebody in the back, but
True.
come on, guys, what are we doing?
Yeah. Let's try a little harder. Let's just try a little harder. That's all I'm
Give him
saying.
some mallets. I would have
Something.
been.
At least give
right
him some
there. But like,
time.
okay.
True. That part at least, right?
Anyway, little gripes here
Anyway,
and there.
right, right. All right. That brings us to Punk's entrance. Punk is going to go ahead and show us that at one point he went on ahead and was sitting on top of Allegiant Stadium
Hmm.
with the championship. So we get a nice little, like a little round display and a little close up. And yes, that wasn't AI or anything. He really was up there on that roof at some point. They went on ahead and filmed him. He's coming out. His video package that they showed before him is honoring his old Ring of Honor music, and he's coming out with a white jacket that's got some people that he lost. There's some WWE people. There's the singer of a band, Larry's there. I forget all the names, but it's just people that he's lost recently.
Yeah,
Um, and he comes out when he makes his way through Gorilla. The music stops. It is silent
nothing.
until he does its clobbering time. Then Cult of Personality begins, which it looks like that's kind of the new thing going forward to add a little thing to his
Mhm.
entrance.
Okay.
Um, and so, since we are kind of up against it, look, man, I will just tell y'all this was the longest match in WrestleMania. It was a good about 30 minutes. They get down and they do a lot of the greatest hits. There's a really great, there's a lot of really good exchanges in here. One that I highlighted was there's one where Punk hits Roman with the Anaconda Vice. He counters that into a guillotine choke. Punk counters that into a sharpshooter attempt, but then Roman counter kicks him in the face. He falls into another guillotine where Punk counters that into a pin that ends in a 2 count. And then that's the sequence. It's like a whole breather, and it's really well done.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then there's a lot of like Roman attempts a spear, counter to GTS two. And he goes for another GTS. There's a counter into another spear, two. So a lot of the big moments in a counter into a big move, 2 count. Big moment in a counter, big 2 count. But let's get to the final kind of row that ends the match. They're going back and forth. They're doing their, they've had this long drag out fight. They're talking mess in the ring. Punk tries to go for a headbutt, instantly regrets it because you don't headbutt a Samoan. But then as they're sitting there, Punk unwraps his hand and throws it at Roman. Roman's kind of looking down. The ref's like, "What are we doing?" Ref picks it up, goes to throw it out. Punk hits Roman with a low blow.
Bing!
Oh, tries to pin him, ends in a 2 count. Punk hits Roman with an elbow onto the announce table. Just bow. So Roman looks like he's out. He hits him with a GTS. Roman falls on the Punk's shoulder. Punk goes to lift him up, but he falls down because he's so tired. Punk gets up. Roman hits him with a spear. Boom. But he takes that one. And so then Roman hits him with like a Braun Breaker spear. Just bow, offside, a bow. And then just takes him down, covers him. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new. Wait, let me get it for you. There we go, everybody. There he is. Acknowledge him. He is your now 7th-time world champion.
Yes, sir.
Roman Reigns, everybody, is back on top.
Back on top.
Acknowledge him.
Now he has now held every modern day title that he can hold. So props to Roman Reigns. Yeah, it was a great match. It's the match that I think everybody was looking forward to this match more than
I
any other match on the card.
if it wasn't that, it was Oba and Brock.
Yeah,
That's
true. Very true.
yeah. But
But
this one,
both night two, and that was what opened and closed the show. So, but yeah, it was a good match. It for some reason they allowed stairs and everything involved at one point in time,
yes,
which
at
was
one
kind of
point,
odd.
yeah, Roman straight up hits CM Punk with stairs, and you could very clearly hear the announcers just trying to go like, "Well, you got to give
It's
some leeway in these
it's
matches,
a
right?"
championship match.
Yeah,
Watch,
it's a
yeah,
championship match.
yeah. It's like okay,
It's
sure.
like, ooh,
Yeah. So
somebody
then,
forgot.
yeah. So Punk was bleeding in this match too, and which goes to show like at one point he was rubbing his face in the blood in the mat, and like Punk's wearing white, so you see blood show up on the white too. So it's always cool to see that. Like, I mean, Cody Rhodes is blonde, so when he was bleeding, it was his whole hair like flare. So, but yeah, in the end, this match was great. CM Punk could not do the finish that we've seen him do time and time again, where they fall onto his shoulders and he picks him up again. Just too tired. Couldn't
Too
do it anymore.
old.
Too old. And he may have brought that up. I don't know. But like you said, in the end, we have a new world heavyweight champion and acknowledge him because Roman Reigns, our OTC, is once again on top.
And we have interesting developments after the big thing I'll say before we wrap up was for the big post game show. Oba comes out there and he goes, "Hey," and somebody told Roman in about a year, "Hey, I'm coming."
I'm
And,
coming.
and Roman goes, "Oh, okay. Look, man, I know you're kind of living off the high of your moment. But won't you pump your brakes a little bit before you come at one of the greatest of all time?" So
Which also shows that Oba
we
is
gonna see.
officially on Raw.
Yeah, we gonna
So
see.
we're
Well,
gonna
that's
see.
it, y'all. That was WrestleMania night 1 and 2. That was the whole thing. All in all, yeah, night one it was okay. Night two, I think it turned up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Again, I think we've seen better. I think we've seen much worse. Again, I
Hmm.
think if anything, the rollout to this WrestleMania will be more talked about than the actual event, just because it was real ugly leading
Yeah.
up into the thing. So, man, right on. Well, that's it, y'all. That's it. I have things to do. He has things to do. We know y'all have things to do. But before we let you go, hey, Billiam,
Yo.
you want to tell these wonderful, wonderful people how they can help us out on our wonderful little show we have going on? Meow.
Absolutely. Go ahead, haters, and hit that subscribe button down below. Tell your friends that your favorite wrestling podcast will soon be their favorite wrestling podcast. Comment down below what you thought your favorite match of WrestleMania 42 was. It was over Brock. We know it was. Just let us know. Also, a lot of matches was great too, but let us know what you didn't like, what you want to see more or less of. Also, you can find us on Instagram, Section 8 Wrestling Pod. And if you want to listen to us, Spotify and Apple Music.
Well, we hope we have made you laugh. We hope we made you smile. We hope we made you think about some great wrestling matches because we're going to keep giving you some content. We got more bonus stuff coming up. We got more matches of the week. We're going
So
to keep it
much.
coming. And next around the corner is Backlash in
Backlash in
Tampa.
Tampa.
That'll be the next one. So we'll see what they have going. There's already been a match announced because at this time there's already been a Raw. So we gonna talk about it. We already have. Go ahead and
Mhm.
check us out. But that's it, y'all, for the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. I am Kills at Will.
I'm Billiam.
Hey. We're gonna see y'all on the next one.
Bye, y'all.